Hello, hello, hello. Welcome back to this new video. Today, I would like to do a storytelling video. Some of the comments of my previous video suggested that idea, so I thought that it will be a great way to get relaxed and especially to practice my speaking. As I told you before, I am still learning English, and if I have somehow an opportunity to practice my English, that is something that I really welcome. So I bought a book, which in this case is Robin Hood. Since the book is, longer than I expected, I would like to know in the comments from you if you agree that we create several videos reading this book. This will be a whispering video, so there will be more sounds coming from my mouth that from other elements such as the book itself or other elements that I used on my previous video. And I expect and I wish especially that you get relaxed with this content. And there is something that I cannot forget to mention, and that is, first of all, thank you for all your support. I am so grateful because I have seen how the channel has been growing so rapidly that I didn't expect. And I guess that at some point, just like my wife told me a few days ago, is that if the YouTube channel is growing in a way that, I didn't expect, the reason I believe it's because I'm doing something that is well received by each one of you. So I wanna thank you. Because the channel and all these efforts are possible because of you. And I'm grateful because this is a way that I can still work in my English, not only in my understanding when I hear it, but when I speak it. So let's begin with this video, and I hope that my voice helps you to get a well-deserved sleep. Okay, the book, as I mentioned before, is Robin Hood. Here. Just some tapping sounds. I'm sorry, it's just that I really love the tapping sounds. So here it says that it was illustrated by Paola Carey Rose. Okay, and it was printed. It seems it was printed by Eli Readers. Okay. Robin Hood, I think that it is a classic book. Okay, let's see what's inside. Yeah, the content, it had several chapters. At least I see that there are 8 chapters. So that's more than I expected. So if you agree and if you are okay with that idea, and that um, is that we can read it not only in a single video but in other videos. Just let's say that we can consider this first video as the first part of the reading book. Okay. Okay, it seems that we have some pictures. Since this is a child's book, there are a lot of drawing or images to help the reading process. Just look at that. It says that the main characters are Robin Hood, Marianne, Little John, Will Scarlet, the Sheriff of Nottingham, King Richard, the Lionheart. Okay. Yeah, there are some exercise. It seems that this book, it was somehow created to help people not only for reading, but to do some crosswords like this. Yeah. Well, I think that on my free time I will do the crossword. But anyways, let's begin with chapter 1. And it says, Robin Hood and Will Scarlet. It was a warm, sunny day in Sherwood Forest. Robin Hood was enjoying the peace and quiet under the shade of a big oak tree. He loved this forest where he lived, with his band of merry men. They were his family now, since the Sheriff of Nottingham had killed his parents and taken all his land. Probably the sheriff is looking for me now, thought Robin. The sheriff called him the outlaw Robin Hood, because Robin and his men held the poor people of Nottingham. They stole from the rich to give to the poor. King Harry wanted to become richer and richer and invented a new tax every day. So many people did not have enough money to live. Robin Hood and his men tried to help these people, so the poor loved them, but the rich hated them. Robin and his band of men were all good archers. This was important for hunting and defending themselves against the sheriff's soldiers. However, they never harmed their rich victims. Instead, they outwired them. Suddenly, Robin heard a noise. He jumped up quickly and hid behind the tree. Nearby, a young man was about to shoot a deer with his bow and arrow. Put down your arrow at once, Robin said. Who do you think you are to give me such orders? Asked the stranger. Robin was about to get angry when he noticed something familiar about the boy. So he said, I am Robin Hood. May I have the pleasure of knowing your name? The young man was very surprised, and in a trembling voice he asked, Robin, do you really not recognize your cousin? Has the world changed me so much? Do you mean you are William Cromwell? William Cromwell, better known as Will Scarlet, because of the color of your hair. In reply, William pushed back his hood to show his head of curly red hair. The two young men laughed and cried at the same time. They were so happy to see each other. However, this happy moment ended when Will asked Robin about his family. "I'm so sorry, Will, but the king forced your family to leave Camden Hall and took all your land. They are now living in a smaller house in Barnsdale with Maud and Marianne." "But are they all well?" asked Will. "Yes, my dear cousin," Robin answered. "They are all well, even if it's less rich. But it is more important that they still have each other to love." "You are right, Robin," agreed Will. "But my father made his fortune as an honest man. This is all so unfair." "I know," said Robin. "Why don't you join me and my band of merry men? Together we can fight against the king and his friends." "It will be honored," exclaimed Will. "In that case, you must meet my man," said Robin, and he blew on his horn in a few seconds. Well, here we have our first picture or image of the book. I believe it's Robin Hood with his cousin. About 100 men appeared, all dressed in green like Robin. That evening, at their hideout in the forest, they had a big dinner to celebrate Will's return. During the meal, Will said he wanted to go to Barnsdale the next day to see his family again. Robin and two of his men, Much and Little John, decided to go with him. Early next morning, they happily set out on foot for Barnsdale. Will Scarlet was excited about seeing his family again, and the girl he loved, Maud, his sweet, beautiful Maud. Will was lost in his dreams and only realized that he had spoken his thoughts aloud when Robbie and Much laughed and said, "Maud, Maud, my sweet, beautiful Maud." William became as red as his curly hair. "You shouldn't laugh, Robin," he said. "While you were sleeping last night, I heard you say the name of your loved one, Marianne." Now it was Robin's turn to feel embarrassed, and everyone laughed again. On the road to Barnsdale, they decided to stop at an inn for the night. Robin pulled his hood down over his face in case the sheriff's men were in town. They sat at a table drinking and talking. Will Scarlet looked up as two men came into the inn. One of the men looked at Will intensely, then quickly left the room. Will was excited about seeing his family again, and said nothing about the stranger to his friends. The following morning, Much and Little John decided to return to Sherwood Forest. Robin and Will continued their journey. When they arrived at the house, Robin entered first to prepare Will's parents. He was afraid the shock would be too much for them. At last, Will embraced his mother and father again and his two sisters, and everyone cried for joy. Maud and Marianne were not there. They were out talking, so the two young men went to look for them. They soon saw the girls in the garden. Will was suddenly afraid. It's interesting, and I would like to make a quick stop right there because here you can see that there are words that actually describe what it means. For example, words such as stranger. It says what it means in, to embrace, and suddenly. And there are words in both pages at the end of the page. Okay, let's read one more. And please let me know in the comments if you agree that we continue with the reading of the Robin Hood novel. And if Matt doesn't like me anymore, what shall I do, Robin? He asked sadly. Are you mad, Will Scarlet? You are talking about Maud, who loves you so much. How can you doubt her love? Asked Robin. Will had no time to answer, because at the moment the girls turned round and saw the two young men. They ran to each other, shouting for joy. Will, you are safe at last, exclaimed Maud. Yes, my beautiful Maud, replied Will, kissing her tenderly. I will never leave you again. Please say you will marry me, dear Maud, and we can be together forever. Yes, of course, my love. I will be the happiest woman in England, she exclaimed. Meanwhile, Robin and Marianne stood together hand in hand, watching the scene. They too were in love, but Robin did not want his beautiful Marianne to live like an outlaw in the forest. Moreover, Marianne was also worried about her brother Alan. He was away fighting in the war, and nobody knew exactly where he was. Marianne, I will bring you back. I will bring back your brother. I will bring you back your brother. Then, when I have my home and land again, we'll marry, promised Robin. Bring me back my brother, but do not worry about the house or land. I will be happy to live anywhere with you, replied Marianne. The young couple kissed, then followed Maud and Will, who were running home to tell everyone about their wedding plans. The ceremony was arranged for the following day, and everyone prepared for the happy event. Next morning, however, when they went to call Will, they could find him nowhere. So, my dear friends, this is the first chapter of Robin Hood. This is the first chapter of this, let's say, novel. I was trying to look for a perfect time to read the book. In a moment, there was no background noise. As I told you, my place is located in a highway, so there are sometimes a lot of motorcycles or even car sounds. But and I hope that at this point those noises doesn't bother you and didn't bother you during the reading process. Please let me know in the comments if you agree that we create other videos reading this novel, the Robin Hood novel. I wanna thank you for joining me in this new video, and I hope that we can continue in this sharing process of the ASMR world. I believe that we can be relaxed by this content, not only in a small way but in a huge way, so we can get a well-deserved sleep. I hope you have that, a well-deserved sleep, and well, I hope to see you on the next time and in our next upcoming videos. Thank you, by the way, for all your support. I'm happy to create this content, and I'm even more happy, I'm more excited, that's the correct way to say it, to know that you really liked it, that you enjoy it. So thank you for all your support and for your tender words. I feel that love, that tenderness through your comments. But I'm just rambling here. Thank you, and please stay